that we do live stream clinics on a pretty regular basis. We are going to cover a lot this week, so it's best to take notes or catch the replay. This week, we are going to share how we help riders with our online coaching program run their personal best times. We're going to talk, you're going to meet some of our top performing students this week, starting tonight. Just in the last 72 hours, we've had one of our students get her horse back in the 1D. You're going to meet her tomorrow, Shannon. Her other horse crushed his personal best time. So he was 0.6 faster, and it was her first race back of the season. So you're going to meet Shannon tomorrow. We also had a rider representing Stall High that took her mare to her mare's second rodeo performance, and she pulled a check. Her time held over the weekend. She did not ask her horse for speed. She simply went and rode in attunement, which is a new style of riding that we're going to talk about every night this week. And then we really want to celebrate, because I just think this is such interesting timing. You couldn't have timed this better, Addie. Just over the weekend, one of our youngest riders in the program went to her youth rodeo in Colorado, and she won it by 0.6 of a second. So I'm curious, for all the people, thousands and thousands of people who saw my videos on Facebook who didn't join this clinic, why do y'all think that is? Do you think it sounds too good to be true? And that maybe some people are having a hard time imagining themselves winning their next rodeo? That's why we're here. We're not blowing smoke. It is legit happening. And these 3 success stories are 3 of many. Every day we open the private Facebook group page and we see success story after success story after success story. And it's not just about winning the prize, even though these 3 ladies came home with checks. It is about becoming a better horseman and a better steward of our horse. It's about taking responsibility for ourselves. We are a community of riders that are really geeking out to learn this new style of riding that takes pain away from ourselves and our horses. It relieves stress. It takes the confusion out of the situation. So how many of you, if you're new, you have struggled with not knowing what to do next? Your horse maybe works great at home, but when it's time to get to the race or the rodeo, things fall apart. Am I talking to anybody? Are you struggling with inconsistency? LaDacia, yes. Yes. Anyone else? Okay, you're in the right place. We are going to share how we do it. You're going to meet our lead stride coaches this week. We're going to share the tools that we use. We call them school supplies. Like later this week, we're going to talk about the technology that we use and how we use it. Tonight, we're going to talk about a special software called Review My Ride and how it's helping all of us get better with our horses, because we now have a way to measure the angles and the metrics. Before I get talking about that too much, I have a personal story. How many of you were in masterclass with me this morning on the noon hour? Sunny's raising her hand. Do you remember me talking about my knees and how I've been working to improve my squats, my bullseye squats? So we have this squat that helps us ride in the bullseye saddle better. And I've noticed to protect my knees. Vin Johns, if you're here, get ready for this. This is right up your alley. And it's been cold for the past few days. So I knew I didn't want to be live tonight out in the arena. So I came upstairs and I got this little studio ready. Well, I've probably had to climb those stairs 20 times back and forth today. And for the first half of the day, I kid y'all not, even after we had the class this morning, and I was talking about my knees and how I'm learning how to squat correctly, to use my glutes and my thighs, and how my knees, the muscles around my knees are getting stronger, but I have to be aware. I have to be careful not to let my knees go forward when I'm doing my squat, or it hurts. I was climbing up these stairs about the first probably 15 times of the day, and I'm thinking, daggone, my left knee really hurts. Ow, it pinched me. It would like bite, and I'm like, son of a gun, I got to be careful with these squats. Maybe I'm overdoing it. I'm not overdoing it. Can y'all guess what it was? Ooh, If you've been coming to class or if you've been listening to me in these clinics, you know, because I've been sharing my story for the past year on my learning journey as I learn attunement, this new style. It will definitely reveal some blind spots that we weren't aware of and how every angle matters. We study the brain science and the biomechanics of every ride and every stride. Can anyone guess? Yes, Heather, bing, 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 you got it. I was leaning forward coming up the stairs, putting all of my weight, my torso, on top of the knee that was sore. Why would I do that? I don't know. It's my default posture. But how many people do the same thing and have creaky, sore knees? All I had to do, y'all, was just straighten up. Just tick back a little bit. Ben Johns, are you here?
He's on his way. He was having some problems, so give him another 30 seconds.
All
I'm
right.
here.
There he is.
Hey,
Howdy, howdy.
hello. I don't know if you just came in, but I was telling my story about my knees.
I
As I
heard
was,
about the walking up.
what the heck? I just had that moment like, pow. And how many horses go undiagnosed that may be having the same thing, like a sharp pain just out of nowhere, and they quit working for one stride and then they kind of come back. Well, when we have pain like that, guys, we typically remember it. And then we start to protect ourselves and we walk in a protective posture. Everybody say hello to Vin Johns. Vin, you started your career as a professional gymnast, which I love telling your story. You were on the track to go to the Olympics. Whew, so you were serious about it. You've been coached from a very early age. Uh, Somehow along the way, professional bull riding caught your attention. So you've been very successful at that, which I think is amazing. Your advantage is that you really understand spatial awareness. You have dexterity and landing skills that other bull riders aren't necessarily trained to have because of your early professional coaching as a gymnast. You're now a professional stuntman. So if y'all watch cowboy movies and not just westerns, but you're branching out, right?
Yep, got some
Yep.
military in
Yep.
there. Blown up a few times.
Watch for Ben Johns in the credits, and a three-time competitor on the hit TV show America Ninja Warrior. That's why you got dubbed the bull riding ninja.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're excited.
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna talk tonight about Review My Ride, the software that we use to help riders that need private coaching fast. We've got an amazing team of professional advisors and certified coaches and lead coaches, a ton of classes going on every week. And I really want people to be able to sample this and see what it's like. So we're going to talk this week about, instead of another to-do list, everyone. So we're not just going to tell you like, go do this new drill or take this magic pill and all your problems are going to just go away. Instead, we're going to focus on what you need to stop doing because sometimes that's more important than what you're doing. If you are just following the crowd with blind loyalty and it ain't working, please stop. This is your week to pause and let us help you step back for a second and look through a fresh new lens to see your horse and your barrel racing in a brand new way. As I mentioned, we have a new style of riding. It starts with moving your hips differently. We move our hands, our legs, our feet differently, and horses really like it. And that's how we're getting the results. So keep this in mind. Why am I saying this right now at the beginning of the Zoom? Because at the end, we're going to do something we've never done before. And I'm going to mention how you get a chance to sample our secret sauce. Everybody, type in the comments, secret sauce. So I know you're listening. This is going to be so good. Yeah. How many of y'all are here? Like, tell me what it is. Like, can you just get to that part? I want to know what it is. I can't tell you, Vin, how many times we've done these clinics and people would just say, gimme, gimme, gimme. How do I do it? But how do I do it? But how do I do it? But how do I change my hips? Well, hang on a minute, Betty. We got you. We're here to help. All right. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna see if I can share my screen so that I can start and stop this video. Let's see how it goes. Can y'all see that video?
Yes, ma'am. Looks good.
Sweet. All right. Review my ride. It is a software that we use to study the angles of every stride so we can help you detect and correct what ain't working. Tonight, you're going to have a chance to be a part of Review My Ride. Here we are. There is Coach Vin. Right there, our rodeo ninja coach. All right, Vin, I put this together. This is a sample of some of the riders. Mandy Guerrero, Britt Burke, Christy Hart, Emily Harrington, Allison Christ, she was in class this morning, Julie Thoreau, Charla Cook, one of our certified coaches, Carmen Lawless. Oh, Carmen, I misspelled your name. Carrie Wilburn. Okay, that one's really cool. Let me go back to Carrie real quick. Carrie came in as a mounted shooter, y'all. So we do have some people in our program who are not running barrels. And after her last review, she was able to go into competition with a much more clear head. Her horse stayed more calm, and she's really seeing results just by training with our coaches online, virtual training. Super cool stuff. Sunny Oker. She is one of our lead stride coaches in the science department because we love measurable results. Then, this is just a small sample. Did you realize how many people you've been a part of helping?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
There's so many, so many. I want to start tonight with Wendy Ullman. And then as these play, you look on the screen on the left, Wendy came to Stall High with her gorgeous Bayron gelding, clocking in the 3D in South Texas. That ain't shabby. They were inconsistent though. And so she thought, well, I mean, what do I have to lose? I'll take this little, at that time it was half second faster challenge. Y'all, in a little over a year, it took her 15 months. She went from inconsistent in the 3D to the 2D to the 1D to the pro rodeo level. So buying her permit in the WPRA, winning enough money her first season as a permit holder to fill her card. And then I believe this run on the right that you're seeing after, Wendy, if you're here, say hello. Is that the night you won a round at the permit finals in Waco, Texas?
Hello. No, that was not the one, but that was a pretty good run. Not bad. That was WPRA finals.
That ain't shabby, girl.
Not shabby.
So then I'm just curious, like, what do you see different in your rider as an athlete in these two videos? And I'll back it up for you.
So it looks like from on your before video, there is I think the hand placement, hand and the foot placement are I feel like a little almost on top of each other. Which, like, if you were to look at a line, from shoulders to hips to knees to heels, like your hand pulled back. So it looks like you may have a balance, maybe some troubles with balancing on the video on the left. So in my vision here, it would be like we're not quite as, I don't know, aggressive, maybe a good word for it, but not in as ready a position. And depending on what happens with the horse's footing, you may or may not be tilted one way or another, or even side to side, because of that posture. Your posture on the right is a more like I said, kind of a more of a ready position. Like you look engaged, like you look like you're in more control. You're using more of the dynamics of your knees, your feet, your hands. Like they're all being able, looks like they're all being able to be used better, rather than all in one single um, line per se. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. Wendy, how did it feel like making the run on the right compared to the one on the left?
The run on the right was just so much easier to make. The one on the left, and Ben nailed it. My balance was all over the place. My stirrups were too long. I was reaching, and after going through stall high and learning to ride, this was the night I won the permit finals. Yeah, so just a world of difference in the feel and the confidence. And once you learn how to use your body correctly, your horse just thanks you so much, they just run out from under you. It's amazing.
Let me stop you right there because, Wendy, we've been told that we were correct.
I know, and I thought I was the whole time. Pre-stall high. Yeah, no.
So
Lift, check, move them over, pick up the shoulder. Yeah.
yeah, that's the way I was taught too, to run barrels. And what we're learning, I guess, guys, rather than saying correct or incorrect, right or wrong, this is different. It's getting bigger results than we expected. Wendy, did you come into this program thinking you were going to get your permit? Was that on your radar?
No, it had always been a dream to get my permit. But just never thought that I had the ability to ride a horse. And I knew I had a horse that had some ability. And but never knew how to get him there. And I knew it was me. I knew because that's consistently where I've always clocked was 2D, 3D. Sometimes I would slide into the 1D, but never consistently. So I knew it was something I was doing. I've been on some really nice horses, but just I knew it was me, that I couldn't, something I was doing to hinder them from being able to get to that consistent 1D level.
So Vin, what is your experience like? I guess just take us back to your early days going through, professional coaching and not local level, but aiming for the Olympics as a gymnast. I'm sure there's a lot of different opinions on what's correct.
Yeah, that's part of what I think a lot of people, maybe myself included, the reason I say that, I never really thought that, a coach not necessarily wasn't needed, but I didn't fully understand what my coach was giving to me and what my coach could do for me, which, over the years being at the Olympic Training Center, one of the biggest things that we did was uh, watch our we would watch our different techniques, we would watch our routines, and the coaches would go over those with us and literally do exactly what we're doing here, except back then 30 years ago we didn't have the ability to put angles and degrees and things like that into it, so we would just have to use a marker and write on it, by hand. But the dynamics of how your body works together is something that no matter what sport you're doing can be beneficial and will be, because the more you understand, even though your toe may not be doing something, its placement can make the other parts of your body that do need to work better. And so getting down to the kind of the nuts and bolts of understanding physics, like we don't have to be physics majors or anything like that. But if you can open your mind to looking at things from a physics standpoint, as in, if I push here, what pushes back? If I push there, what do I feel? And so the horse and you together, I know I use the word synergy a lot, but it's like if you are trying to overcome some deficiency in your body or just don't even know about it, that's going to translate into the horse. The horse is going to try to make up for it. And so when the horse is trying to do basically our job for us, then it's going to impede them from doing their job that you want them to do. So now you've got misalignment, confusion, all these things that are all unsaid. These are all just biomechanical things that happen, and it's because of physics. Um, we've all got, I mean, I don't know how young our youngest person is here, but I feel like the majority of us are over 20. And you start getting into 20, 25, 30 and older athletes, we're going to have problems that the younger ones don't have, i.e. inflammation. We've got bone spur. We've got, just different physical and physiological ailments that we are going to have to deal with. Not keeping up with flexibility, not keeping up with strength, and not just physical, but mental. We get into the mental side of we're doing these things for the horse, or we're doing this thing, so that I can get a little more flexible in my hip. And so we kind of need that coach to bring that all back around and balance all of that out. And that, I feel like, is what has kind of occurred over time without me really knowing what's going on, by having the coaching that I've had. And then, having you guys bring me in and start discussing these things has really, I think, helped me to realize what I have gotten in the past from my other coaches, and then being able to extend that out, and identify those things and try to help other people.
100%. So the value of someone who sees what you don't, that's what a good coach can do. And a great coach can help you see it and overcome it and really shorten your learning curve. So rather than following the crowd, guys, we're not looking for followers in this program. At Stall High, we are here and we're very passionate to find like-minded riders so that we can equip you to become the new leaders. Everybody chat, if you want to hear your name called as the new leader, we're going about it a new way. We're not saying right versus wrong. We have data. This little device we'll talk about this week. You cannot argue with data, with science. We get dashboard results based on how balanced our horses are. How big is their stride, or how short is it? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see changes in the horse's behavior and how they're moving easier, their legs aren't stabbing the ground as much, their hocks have more flexion. Those are some of the benefits of learning how to ride in attunement. So think of this, guys. We're not saying anyone is right or wrong. We're not telling you that you suck, so don't hear what we're not saying. We are saying that every one of us is capable of doing even more than we did yesterday. Do y'all agree with that statement? If you do, say, I agree. Type in the chats. We're here to call you up. We're here to say, it doesn't matter how much you've struggled or how much you've already won. You're still capable of riding better today than you did yesterday. Myself included. It is a fascinating journey when you start to discover what muscles haven't been firing and what limbs are not getting the signal from your brain or getting the signal to your brain quick enough. That's where we're going this week. Are y'all excited? If you're new, please type I'm excited if this has already got your attention. Then before we go to our next review, what is the number one mistake that is the easiest to fix with a good coach?
Well,
Is there one, or are there 8 million?
I was gonna say, I mean, we consider things in 3D, right? And since visualization and and rewatching yourself from an outsider's perspective, I almost feel like there's like a four-dimensional situation going on there. And the coach, there's one thing a coach is also able to do that we're not, and that is remove themselves emotionally from the situation. And that means, what I feel is happening when I'm watching a video versus what I felt when I was on the bull, or when I was doing the skill, or doing whatever that we're watching. I have a different perspective of it because I was in it, I was doing it, and I remember what I was thinking or feeling at that time, and that's not always accurate. And so the coach can bring in that, what I would, like I kind of said, the fourth dimension, which would be an emotional dimension of not using their emotions to see what needs to be saw. And so I feel like that probably is one of the biggest things I got from, or could get from, a coach's perspective that's not emotionally invested in the actual act of what we're reviewing.
They're there for your outcome, but not all the, not all the tangled emotions that could be around it. That's a great answer. Wendy, I'm curious, what was the number one thing you learned about yourself by working with the stride coaches?
Body position. Body
What
position. Yeah. And Vin, I don't know if you remember, but the first time I met you was at the Kendra had the Battle of the Saddle at her house.
Mhm.
And I was fortunate enough to be one of the first ones there, and just getting to meet you. And you talked a lot about proper body mechanics and how to use your body correctly. And I thought this whole time I thought I was doing okay. Well, lo and behold, I was not, and my saddle was holding me back and all kinds of things. And so it was really enlightening to me. And once I started making just minor adjustments, it would catapult me to the next level. And then I would change my feet, and then it would catapult me to the next level. I was, wow, this is really, it really does work. There is a secret sauce. You just have to take it a spoonful at a time. You can't just drink the whole thing and expect it all to work. It's a process.
It's a recipe.
Yeah, it's a recipe, and it's a really cool recipe. And it's one that I think as barrel racers, we want to overthink it, and we want to think about, well, it's the horse, it's the horse, it's the horse. But there's so much more we can do to help our horses. So much more. And if we'll just enable them instead of hindering them by using our body correctly, it goes a long way.
Yes. And the fastest way to do that, guys, this was the advice that was given to me years ago, and I'm going to share it with y'all. Are you ready? Take everything that you have been told or that you have witnessed about barrel racing and set it aside. Just pretend you've never heard it. The faster you can come with a clean slate and an open mind without, yeah, but I was told, or yeah, but that's not how I was taught, or yeah, but, like, leave the yeah, buts in the past. The faster you can wrap your head around something brand new. How many of y'all are ready? You have the horse, like Wendy. Type in the comments. I'm ready. Terry's ready. She's the only one. Ready, ready, ready. Yes, yes. The faster you can just wipe that slate clean, like disregard everything you think you know, because this is very, very different. Vin, second question. There's so much happening on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And it's like the latest drill, and do this and speed up your horse's feet and give them this injection. And, it's just a lot of tutorial videos online today. How are those failing our riders who really need help and they're searching? I want y'all to know this is different. We personalize the coaching here, but then what are some of the risks and some of the problems with watching a TikTok or a YouTube video trying to get help for your personal riding?
I think I think one of the challenges for anybody, I mean, these days, social media is just so much in our face that everybody is trying to take advantage of the opportunity for people's needs. And their need is they want money. They want people to click on their stuff, so they're going to make some really flashy, cool videos that have some buzzwords in them. And I mean, this goes for literally everything: barrel racing to get shredded, to work out, to, like, I mean, it's just everything. So, out of 100 of those, there may be one that could be legitimate, but how are you going to know?
Hmm.
Like, what connection do you have with that person? So, without doing quite a bit of research on somebody, trying to discern what are they talking about, what are they trying to sell, what is, maybe that person is that person may not, have any qualifications whatsoever, but they have great marketing. They make great videos. So I think it's important not only to try to discern who the person is, but what what is the overall goal are they trying to get through to you? So, Stall High, it's very encompassing of a lot of facets. It's not just mental, it's not just physical, it's not just the horse, it's not just the tack, it's not just one thing. It's an all encompassing scenario of rider and horse and animal. And and again, no necessarily shade thrown to anybody who's doing anything online that's trying to help. But I don't know that I have seen really any other entity go as much in depth to the science, the biomechanics, the authenticity, and the truth. Even though it's not the thing that's been told for the last 50 years or more, it is going outside of the box, so to speak. And I just think that it's a lot more difficult for somebody to pick out those people or those videos that can truly help them. I mean, I'm guilty of it sometimes too. I'll see something scrolling on Instagram. I'm like, well, that's kind of neat. What is that? And then I'll start kind of looking into it. And because I do have some history and some knowledge and experience in certain things, I can be like, that's not going to work. But not everybody has that ability. So when you don't have that, then you are more susceptible. And then you start trying to do this and it's not working. And there's no personability to that. I mean, they might sell you $1,000 or $5,000 program, and you might get a workbook that's 700 pages long, and then you are supposed to go through that and do your own research and try to figure it all out. And it's just like, I mean, a lot of people will buy that, and some people may be able to make that work, but it's
And
just it's not the way to go.
our equipment costs a lot more than a hockey stick or
Yeah.
cheerleading outfits.
Yeah.
So you've invested a lot,
Hmm.
guys. We all have in our horses, our land. If you don't own land, you're probably paying board somewhere. Everything, every pair of spurs you've ever purchased, every pair of boots, every pair of jeans. Like, think about that cumulatively. How much have we invested compared to other sports? I'm pretty sure we're in the lead.
Yeah.
We pay. We all look like we have no money because we spend it on our horses. But we're in a pretty blessed category. I also see people like falling for when I was teaching a lot, coast to coast, doing traditional clinics, as a clinician, yes, my style was different, but I I would struggle with helping people who didn't have the luxury of doing what I did. I had the luxury of owning the facility, of having help in the barn, of having like stalls, having a schedule every single day. It was like a factory. Like those horses got fed at the same time. They got out at the same time. We worked through the horses. They got the benefit of structure and routine with me because that was my full-time job at Gold Buckle Barrel Horses. That's not realistic. So most of the people, most of the clinicians are living at full time. I don't know how many people are on here. How many professional trainers do we have that you are blessed to ride horses for a living? I'm going to guess you're probably in the minority. So I think that's another reason why some of those drills and magic pills and bits and equipment and stuff don't work, or why they can work for some people, because they live it. They have literally committed their lives to it. Wendy, how is this program different than scrolling the internet looking for how-to tutorials to fix your horse?
Oh, it's so different. So it's on your timeline. You can work at your own pace pretty much, and jump on when you can, and go to the attunement classes when you have the time to jump in there. Or if you don't, then you can watch the replays and get just as much out of them, and then ask the group. There's a great community here of very supportive coaches that will get you answers. And so that's what I found worked for me, because I work a pretty demanding professional career job, and it is not for the faint of heart. And so there are times where I'm like, I want to go rodeo, but I have this job that I have to do. So what is so cool about this is I can take what I learned, go out to the pen, practice it. It's not rocket science, but it makes so much sense. It's not hard. You just got to do it. You just got to apply what you learn. And it's like when the horse realizes what you're trying to do for them, they thank you tenfold. I mean, you get it back. They give you everything. And Beso's proof of that. He gives me everything because he realizes the work I'm putting in on myself to get in there. Yeah.
Remember when you joined, so you were in the first group, like the first time we ever did Half Second Faster Challenge, you were there. And then the first time we ever offered the attunement class, the 21-day makeover course, you signed up. Only a handful of you did, and you were in that group. And I can remember having the discussion like, okay, we're going to start this thing called Masterclass. And you're like, I don't even know if I need to do that because I can't even ride my horse right now.
Yeah. Yeah. He was on the back burner because of an injury that he had sustained goofing around in the mud. And so, yeah, I was off of him for 3 months, and then it took another 3 months of just hand walking and then bringing him back really slow. So I was like a sponge when I realized, okay, I can't go ride. So I'm just going to immerse myself in all the content. And I was on every Zoom call. I was on just watching it like crazy. I remember talking to Lily going, I just can't get enough. It was really cool. And when I was able to get back on and apply what I had learned, that's when I realized, oh crap, I can get my permit, and I think we've got a shot to go pro.
So tell us about that first race back though, because people didn't see you. Like you
Oh yeah, like, I disappeared.
You disappeared. You weren't going to all the jackpots. You signed up, like you took it serious. He was on the bench anyway, but you only, like, you hand walked him for a big part of your class. You got on him. You only started loping him again like 2 weeks before your race. What happened that first race back?
The first race back was just, I remember going up the alley and walking in there in attunement. And I remember you said, he's gonna leave there. And when you get scared, I want you to feed it to him. Don't safety up. Just let him eat. And I did. And I just gave him his head. He went right to his spot and drug his butt, and just, it was the prettiest run. I clocked the fastest I had ever clocked in that arena ever. And people were standing on the fence going, where the hell have you been?
Where you come from? Where you been? What are you doing?
Have you been doing?
Of course, what'd you give him?
Yeah. And so, you tell everybody, and some buy in just a little bit, and then others sit there and they're like, well, that's probably not for me. And I'm like, okay, then I'll just keep taking your money.
Bye, Felicia. Oh man, this is good. All right,
It was cool.
let's hammer down. Last thing I'm going to ask you, and then we're going to go to our next rider. Wendy, you're a hoot. The most common blind spot that coaching can solve, then, what is an athlete's biggest blind spot? Is there one?
Well, I mean, again, being able to separate one's self from what they're seeing, that is there for that. Like you are, and not only that, but what I think a good coach that's been, with somebody for a little while knows what that athlete has come from, what what challenges they've had before, and kind of knowing what the next best step is. There may be 5 different things that could use improvement, but what's that one best thing right now that could be fixed, that could get us more results or better, quicker results, maybe, than doing, if there's 5 different things we can work on, what might be the best thing for me to work on now? That coach, I think, is there for that also.
Good stuff. All right. Sunny Oker, are you here with Addie?
I am. Addie's on here too somewhere, so.
Woo, girl. You could not have timed your win any better, because I knew making those videos, we put them out there on Facebook and TikTok, like, we're here to help you win your next rodeo. I guarantee you people thought, yeah, right. She's embellishing. She's blowing smoke. Addie, what just happened? Where were you?
What?
Where were you?
When? Oh, I was at Messer, Colorado.
Kiowa, Colorado.
Kiowa, Colorado.
Okay, and what kind of rodeo was it?
It was a youth series.
Okay, tell me about your horse.
She's just, I got her around 7 months ago, and we've been working with Sunny a lot, and I'm just getting back into getting momentum after my accident.
Okay, so how long ago was that?
About a month ago.
And it was in the same arena you just ran in. Did you run yesterday or the
Yeah.
day?
I ran yesterday.
It was yesterday. 24 hours. Well, you won your rodeo by 0.6 of a second, more than a full division if it had been a race. That's pretty spectacular. And we were talking about you in class today. I said, let's get that girl in the Attunement 201, because there's still progress. You have by no means tapped that mare out. You're capable of more, and so is she. How would you like to win it by a full second?
I would really like to win it by a full second.
I'm curious, has that ever happened in your association? Do you know?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Be kind of cool to be the first, wouldn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sunny, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go back to it, and I want you to tell me about Addie. Like, where was she at when you started working with her? Why did you want her in the program? What was it? I'm going to share her before video, if you'll kind of talk us through it as can y'all all see that right there?
Right, there you go. So this was one of first run ever on this horse. The mare has quite a bit of speed. With Addie being a young rider, I really wanted her in the program because I saw the potential in this mare and Addie together.
Yes.
And I also know that young riders like to run. So I've known Addie since she was in the 6th grade. And I've been helping her along here. She did take Attunement 101. So we've gone through, and she did have an accident in this arena. And that's why I asked her before she ran, I said, Addie, are you anxious about running in this arena again? And she goes, yeah, kind of. And the stuff that Leanna Ray had taught me, which we'll talk to Leanna Ray later in the week, I helped Addie get through what her anxiety was.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like her little voice in her head. I don't know if we can go back to the before her run as she was coming in.
Yes.
I think that was the key for her in this mare. And it might have cut off. But as the tractor was driving or the raking, and as she was walking outside of the arena, that Addie got nervous, and I talked her through what we learned in attunement. So I was that little voice of attunement standing out there, and I watched that mare go from prancing to walking with her head down. And then that mare, and as Addie went through the gate, Addie, you remember what I told you?
To have fun. No, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
To just have fun.
Yes.
Yep.
Was it fun?
So
Abby?
Yes, it was very fun.
We don't scream, hustle, kick. That's been done for 50 some odd years. Ben, I'm curious, what do you notice different? Because these are both good runs. She's already clocking in the 2D before she got here, y'all. We're talking about little bitty details. What do you see, Ben?
I think continuity and just smooth transitions. It looks like the timing is really good. Body mechanics look, not completely flawless, but like so close. Like it's, there's a couple of little bobbles here and there, but overall, I mean, it's a very smooth run. And I mean, just a couple of minor tweaks and probably just a little bit more of encouragement and some confidence in what you're doing is all you probably need.
Do you see anything different in her riding style here?
Let me see.
This was yesterday.
I mean, hand placement looks good. Yeah, I mean, just the angles, like there's the angle in the hips, the bend in the knees, and the hand placement is what I'm seeing. It looks good.
Definitely improving.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean really there's not a lot of extra that can be done necessarily. Just
Oh, there's a lot.
keep,
There's so much more.
well, I mean from what we got here, yeah.
Good stuff. So, Addie, what has been the biggest eye opener for you in taking the attunement class, learning how to ride in a new way?
I think probably just just heading into the alleyway and just being more comfortable in riding and just all my good horsemanship.
Okay. So you feel yourself, do you feel yourself changing a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more comfortable in my riding and just everything.
What would you tell other young people who might be struggling with their barrel horse right now?
Try doing stall high and just getting better and just going to zooms and stuff.
That's awesome. What? I can't.
And also,
So, did you learn that there's a different way of doing things?
yeah, I did. I went from just not doing very good and being confident to now being very confident in writing and just being more consistent.
Remind me of your horse's name.
Her name's Gucci.
All right. Does Gucci like it when you move your hips different?
She does. She calmed down in the alleyway right before I ran. I was really stiff, and then when I started moving my hips around, she put her head down and calmed down.
And how do you know? Like, how did you first know you were doing it? What did she change? Maybe when you started learning how to ride in attunement at home, did you notice any change in her behavior?
She wasn't as prancy and wasn't as motivated to just go run and stuff.
Mm. Are y'all listening to this young lady? There's a lot of barrel horses out there being classified as hot or on the muscle or, oh, they just love their job. No, they don't. They love us and they're willing to suck it up to an extent, but it's really the way we've been taught to ride them. That the problems boil down to two things. It's either the tack we were told to buy or the technique we were told to use. Those are causing more problems than we have realized. And what we're learning at Stall High is that angles really do matter. Every little degree, your hand placement, your shoulders, your torso, your hips, your knees, ankles, toes, chin, just like me. Like I learned that lesson the sharp, painful way today, just climbing these stairs. I just wanted to lean forward. I'm a barrel racer. I've done that my whole life. I have put unnecessary pressure on my knee joints doing that. So when I corrected my posture, up and down the stairs, not one problem with my knees the rest of the day. So I'm just like floored by that. All right. How many of you have enjoyed tonight? Light up the chat. Till then, thank you. We're fixing to get to the secret sauce.
Hey,
How many-
Addie, good
Yeah.
job, and you can smile and relax now.
Yeah, you did
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks for joining us live. You did great. How many of
Thank
you?
you.
Did I stop my share? I can't see the comments. Let me open the chats. How many of you want to know if you're new
Yeah, we just see your face.
how to ride this new way? If you're curious, talk to me. Drop it in the chats. Those of you who've already learned, okay? Drop in the chats. What was your biggest aha? How did you know that your horse liked it? Terry says, I'm taking baby steps. Ladasha's ready. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Review my ride. Somebody please type this in the chat. Reviewmyridenow.com. For y'all who are here, y'all are the smart ones that got here, okay? And there's thousands of barrel racers out there still doing things the hard way. They flew right past those Facebook videos, but y'all are here. And we want to honor you for being here and committing this week to us. You showed up. So when you go to reviewmyridenow.com, you got to put now at the end, okay? You're going to get half off. We're going to make this a no-brainer for you. We're going to make it the sweetest deal we've ever offered at Stall High. Because I know, just based on the name of the event, you want to win your next rodeo. We are here to help you. When you purchase tonight, you're going to get your own new leader cap. Miss Donna will mail one to you. When you deal with anyone here at Stall High, you're talking to a real person who is also getting the results in the program with their horse. So Donna's going to make sure that you get a new leader cap when you purchase reviewmyridenow.com. You get your own certified coach. How it works, you're going to check your email. It's going to give you instructions to load your video. Your certified coach is going to watch that video, run it through this software where you saw those cool little like neon exoskeleton over the rider. Now, that software needs you to send in the clearest, like highest quality video possible. If it's real grainy and fuzzy, that little skeleton's not going to be able to find you on the screen. But if you've got a really good video, send it. Those are the most fun to watch. If you don't, send it anyway, because our coaches can still help you. They're going to record a private video, a coaching segment back to you, and they're going to point out the two main things that you can start changing today to get the results that you want. So you get your own certified coach. Again, someone who's gone through this program at the masterclass level now and had already they're ahead of you. They're getting the results and they're here to help you get them too. Now, here's something else we've never done before. Secret sauce. Are y'all ready? Those of you who've taken this before, y'all are going to be like, oh, why are you doing this, Kendra? Why didn't you let us do that? I don't know. Sometimes I'm slow, right? to like see things. Those of you who purchase Review My Ride tonight, you are going to get access into what we call module number 1. You get to go watch that tonight for free. This is part of the Attunement 101 class. It takes 21 days. We call it our 21 magic makeover course. If you want to turn your horse, you want to turn your barrel racing around in 21 days this month, you need to get your hindquarters in that class. But we're going to let you sample it, okay? What you're going to see when you start your module tonight, it's about a 1-hour video. It is how to start moving your hips differently. We do something called the forward figure 8. You're not going to go get on your horse and lope figure 8s and change leads. That's how I was taught when I was a kid. It's still being taught. This is how you're going to start moving your hips differently. This is step 1 of Attunement 101. How many of you who've already taken this, like these people who haven't taken it yet, they're new. What do y'all think about this? What was that like for you to watch that first module? What did you come away with? Me personally, I was shocked as hell. Like, I have never in my 50 plus years been told this about barrel horses and why moving our hips is so beneficial to them and their ability to balance, their ability to rate, their ability to self-rate and take responsibility for the turn. It will blow your freaking mind. It blows mine. So I recommend, if you are new, grab it. ReviewMyRideNow.com. You're going to get a cute little pink hat. You're going to send in your review. You're going to get reviewed. You're going to get results. I'm confident because it's working. But we're going to go above and beyond, okay? Tonight, I want you to sign up for it so that you get immediate access to watch module number 1 of Attunement 101. It's called Introduction, like how to ride the forward figure 8. Everybody has a horsework assignment, okay? There's going to be a little link. Can someone please type this in the chats for me? Foz says it is winyournextrodeo.com/horsework. One word. There it is. Sherry, if you'll post that a few times so everybody sees it. I want everyone to go do your horsework tonight, okay? For those of you who do the best job, okay? Kevin Copeland, be ready to pick a winner. We will give away a free bit tomorrow based on the horsework turned in tonight. Those of you who are going to watch the first module, your horsework assignment is a little extra. Don't give away the secret sauce without giving the details, without sharing how to, because this is how we fund it, right? If you're going to have a revolution and you're going to try to change the horse world, you got to pay for it somehow. This is how we do it. So don't share with everyone else what you just paid for, what you gave your hard-earned money for. But I want you to go live on that Facebook group, and I want you to tell everybody who's been ignoring us, oh, whatever, that's for Gymkhana people or something. That's for beginners. That's not for me because I'm already pro. I don't know. Whatever reason they're scrolling past us, go tell them why they shouldn't scroll past again. That's your horsework assignment. Did y'all enjoy tonight? We're 1 minute over 7 o'clock. Vin, it's always a pleasure having you in class. We've learned so much from you, and things that you've said years ago still just resonate and repeat. Just my little episode on the stairs today, I'm like, yeah, Ben could have told me that 3 years ago.
Always a pleasure.
It helps to hear it on repeat, guys. Yeah. All right. This was fun. Wendy Ullman, Sunny Oker, Addie. Addie, your last name is Offit. Is that right? Offit. Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just super, super proud of you, Wendy. We're sure proud of your success now on the pro circuit and a certified coach to boot. So we're excited to get to know everyone more. Those of you who are returning and you're here to show your support and your love, I love you. Go hug your horse.